Hi, my name is Leah Cash. The topic for discussion for this presentation will be inner city youth coming from low income families and unstable living environments with a focus in career counseling. In this presentation, we will be covering theory, ethical considerations, assessments, takeaways, and how art therapy can be used when working with the adolescent population during career counseling. When working with this population, a counselor must shift from what is true to what is helpful for clients under their circumstances. The theory developed by Super, the self concept theory of career development, relates to this population through the life stage developmental framework: 1. Growth, 2. Exploration, 3. Establishment, 4. Maintenance or management, and 5. Disengagement. In each stage, one has to successfully manage the vocational developmental tasks that are socially expected of the person in that given chronological age range. The stage of exploration ages around 15 to 24. An adolescent has to cope with the vocational developmental task of crystallization, which is a cognitive process involving an understanding of one's interests, skills, values, and to pursue career goals consistent with that understanding, and implementation, which is taking steps to actualize career choices through engaging in training and job positioning. A healthy development is characterized by a sense of responsibility, relatedness, and pre social values. As an adolescent works through career counseling, they can recognize and develop those skills. There are ethical considerations when working with the adolescent population. For example, informed consent in the counseling relationship. A counselor can intentionally or unintentionally fail to explain the different options open to his or her client. The client then has not been given enough information to form his or her own opinion or point of view. The counselor always has to have written documentation of consent. It is also the counselor's ethical duty for keeping their client well informed about all options open. Roles and relationships with clients. Keeping the relationship professional between counselor and client is very important. Avoid personal involvement, for example, romantic or sexual. A counselor can deem that a non professional relationship with his or her client can be beneficial, but the counselor is required to present a rationale for such a relationship. For example, a social relationship can be established. Ethical considerations continued. Avoid harm and imposing values. A counselor should not impose their personal beliefs and values onto their client. Whatever intervention a counselor should implement should bring no harm to their client. Fees and bartering. Working with the adolescent population, they might not always have enough money or funds to pay for service. A counselor should not negotiate, barter, or accept any other forms of payment. The kind of assessment that works best with adolescents would be a qualitative career assessment because it focuses on an individual while aiming to increase self awareness and meaning while attending to the contextual dimensions of his or her life. These tests are more informal or discussions rather than formal, like quantitative assessments. A counselor may ask open-ended questions about current and or future career choices. Tools that can help in this process would be to create a career timeline, narrative essays, maps, or career genograms that look at career paths taken by family in the past and can help an adolescent start to think about career paths. I'm going to spend some time defining these tools. A career timeline is an informal interview to learn from people who are doing a job that interests you. An adolescent can use this by creating a file of information about a specific career and narrow their potential choices to two or three options. When writing a narrative essay, one might think of it as telling a story. An essay are often anecdotal, experiential, and personal, allowing an adolescent to express themselves in a creative and quite often moving way. A career map can provide adolescents with the tools for building and maintaining a know how to confront a complicated jumble of jobs. A career map is a visual, coded approach to career management. It is a masterful roadmap to excellence in confused and radically changing workforce or high school. A genogram is a family diagram which can be thought of as an elaborate family tree. Genograms provide a way of mapping family patterns and relationships across at least three generations. An adolescent can make a career genogram where it explores past family career choices to find common threads of interest or abilities. Here, here is a list of career development resources a counselor can use in session or have an adolescent do independently to bring back for additional discussion. Please check a few out. There are some takeaways I would like counselors to know about. When working with inner city adolescent population, a counselor should consider racial identity, childhood experience, and accessibility of resources. Addressing these concerns will be helpful for youth to create their own narrative to help them shape the direction of their career paths. A sense of self is established in childhood through curiosity and exploration. This can help in the career exploration process. In situations when adolescents have to grow up too quickly due to their childhood experiences, it can change their perception of their career options. The adolescent's accessibility to resources to learn about future career options also might be limited. A adolescent being exposed to counseling and having discussions about career options is a starting point in their exposure process. Through expressive art interventions, research has found that youth have a significant gain in self control, self esteem, and resilience. A study conducted by Sutherland, Waldman, and Collins in 2010 applied art therapy interventions paired with the Aller approach to develop social skills such as group identity, group cohesion, and cooperation with inner city youth at a high school in Chicago. Their findings showed a change in students' cooperation, attachment, participation, and trust. Their program encouraged students to learn that whatever struggle one group might have, they can overcome. The art therapy process throughout the entire school year truly helped lead the way for troubled youth to become a bridge between thoughts and behaviors that are embodied in their lives. Art therapy interventions can bring a visual and tangible component to the career counseling dynamic. It can help adolescents paint their career path. Here are some art therapy interventions that a counselor can do with an adolescent during career counseling. For instance, making a collage of things he or she does well. It can relate to an adolescent's strengths in school. Also, sculpting or creating your ideal self. If you could make yourself into the perfect person, what would you look like? An adolescent can explore theirs. Or also creating an altered book to explore likes and dislikes. In conclusion, here are my list of references. Thank you for watching.